Appamada's programs and facilities are supported through your generosity. Your support really does make a huge difference. You'll find a link for contributions on the website at appamada.org/contribute. Thank you so much.
Well, good morning. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see your faces. It's always nice to see these folks I don't see very often. From Europe, it's good to see you coming in. Welcome, welcome. And Lisa, welcome to you. And then Becky, welcome today. It's great to see you. And Milan and, oh, my mind is spacing, and Serenity. It's great to see you today too. So we're a small group, but we're here, by golly. So the Dharma talk. So I was thinking, I had some ideas about Dharma talks, and then it came to me just a couple of days ago that I think most people now, I'm not the only one included, I hear from quite a few people in different places, and there's a great sense of anxiety, particularly, well, everywhere in the world, but in the States, it has to do with the election. There's a lot of, and we all know how elections go. They're not particularly pleasant. And it causes, I think it's caused a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of hype among each side, and that, oh, it'll be terrible if the other person becomes president, and so forth and so on. So it has an impact, I think, in general in this country, and specifically on us as individuals. So I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about other things. What's going on in the Middle East is very much of concern. I think that's Milda. Anyway, as well, a lot of violence going on and a lot of uncertainty. And then we're actually seeing the effects of climate change in action as we deal with the weather, crazy weather that we're having. Now, this is not to depress you, but just to state, hello there. So it's not for that, but rather in my thinking about that and feeling all of that, I thought it would be a grand day to work with the Brahmaviharas. So I'd like to just kind of go over, most people know what they are, and I'll give a brief introduction to what each of them are, and then we'll take a time, just an exercise to radiate the Brahmaviharas in all directions, and then up and down. So that's a specific exercise, and I'll give you some instruction on that. But to start, let's think about the four divine abodes, or otherwise known as the four immeasurables, or otherwise known as the Brahmaviharas. So these four divine abodes are the supreme emotions or mental states, or so-called. And they are loving kindness, or metta, compassion, otherwise known as, I'm going to space on all of these just because I'm put it down. Don't tell me. Sanskrit of compassion. Oh, I'm spacing on it for some reason. Anyway, I'll look in my notes. There it is. Oh yeah, karuna, of course. Sympathetic joy, which is mudita, and then equanimity, which is upekkha. So the late Buddhist teacher Ayya Khema described the four divine abodes as, quote, the only emotions worth having. That's an interesting way of looking at it. They're certainly all positive, and they're all based in the heart. So these four give us a framework to cultivate positive behaviors and minimize harmful ones. These qualities are considered divine because they represent love and goodwill toward all sentient beings and lead to a sublime and compassionate state of being. In addition, you have access to them at any time. There's no special thing about them. You just, what we'll do in a minute, have our exercise and think about radiating them and holding them. And it has an impact right away. I mean, when you start meditating on them, contemplating them, and it'll have an impact on other people that you meet when you carry these things, this feeling of metta or this feeling of compassion. It has an impact on other people. I was working on these, I was walking Ollie, the famous Ollie, down the walkway, and I spotted a lady with a dog who was on a leash, and the dog, she had dropped the leash, and the dog all of a sudden started coming over to us, which I was crossing a street and I was a little bit concerned, and I was telling the lady, your dog is coming. And of course she had headphones in, so she didn't hear. But anyway, all of a sudden this dog came over and was being really happy with both Ollie and I. And the woman finally looked up and said, oh, where's my dog? And said, why is he over there? And this is probably ridiculous, but I said, well, he just came over on his own. I tried to tell, but I said I was offering compassion at that moment. So maybe he was feeling it and he decided to come over because he was very friendly. She said he never does that. Anyway, I don't know about that, but anyway.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about loving kindness or metta. So loving kindness is the sincere wish for the well-being, happiness, and safety of all beings, including oneself. By the way, hello, Jeanette. Loving kindness or metta involves cultivating a boundless and unconditional love that transcends personal biases, boundaries, and preferences. Practitioners extend loving kindness toward all beings, regardless of their relationship or behavior. So the Buddha said, monks, whatever grounds there are for making merit productive of a future birth, all these do not equal a 16th part of the liberation of future birth. All these do not equal a 16th part of the liberation of mind by loving kindness. The liberation of mind by loving kindness surpasses them and shines forth bright and brilliant. Just as the radiance of all the stars does not equal a 16th part of the moon's radiance, but the moon's radiance surpasses them and shines forth bright and brilliant. Even so, whatever grounds there are for making merit productive of a future birth, all these do not equal a 16th part of the liberation of mind by loving kindness. The liberation of mind by loving kindness surpasses them and shines forth bright and brilliant. Just as in the last month of the rainy season, in the autumn, when the sky is clear and free of clouds, the sun, on ascending, dispels the darkness of space and shines forth bright and brilliant. Even so, whatever grounds there are for making merit of a future birth, all these do not equal the 16th part of the liberation of mind by loving kindness. The liberation of mind by loving kindness surpasses them and shines forth bright and brilliant. Just as in the night, at the moment of dawn, the morning star shines forth bright and brilliant. Even so, whatever grounds there are for making merit productive of a future birth, All these do not equal a 16th part of the liberation of mind by loving kindness. The liberation of mind by loving kindness surpasses them and shines forth bright and brilliant. This comes from the Buddha's words, the book in the Buddha's words. So that's loving kindness. It's a big one, and you start there. That's the place to start, is loving kindness. Once you've developed the loving kindness, then you can move to the next three, because your heart is starting to open. It's opening. So the next one is compassion, or karuna. And compassion is our empathetic response to the suffering of ourselves and others. It is the heartfelt desire to alleviate all suffering and the commitment to actively help all beings and support them in their difficulties. You know, I haven't read this in a while, and it really caught me. This is pretty simple, and we all kind of know this, but I hadn't been thinking about compassion recently, so I don't know, it just caught me. This is what we're doing, or aiming for, I guess. Compassion arises from recognizing the interconnectedness and shared vulnerability of all beings. It provides us with a sense of ease in a crazy world, such as now. The third one is sympathetic joy, mudita. Sympathetic joy is genuinely rejoicing in the happiness, success, and well-being of others. Mudita overcomes jealousy and envy and cultivates an attitude of appreciative joy for the accomplishments and good fortune of others. Sympathetic joy allows one to share in the happiness of others without any self-centeredness. Lastly, equanimity, upekkha, is the state of balance, calmness, and non-reactivity toward the changing conditions of life. It involves accepting all that happens to us, pleasure and pain, gain and loss, success and failure, with an even-minded attitude. Equanimity protects us from emotional agitation and allows us to respond to situations with clarity, wisdom, and impartiality. There's a reason why this is the last one. I think it's the trickiest. Some people may think that equanimity is being indifferent or feeling good about whatever happens, which just isn't true. There are things that are not happy things. So it's not that, it's the calmness. It's the calmness and the non-reactivity, the capacity to hold whatever comes. And it's not easy sometimes. It involves, I already said that, accepting all that happened to us with an even-minded attitude. Equanimity protects us from the emotional agitation. So we're not kind of jerked around by all the things that happen. So these four divine abodes are considered virtuous qualities that contribute to personal happiness, harmonious relationships, and the welfare of all beings. Practitioners can cultivate these qualities through meditation, reflection, and daily mindfulness practices, aiming to expand their capacity for love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. These qualities are seen as antidotes to the three poisons and are essential for developing wisdom and the path toward liberation. By cultivating the four immeasurables, practitioners not only develop limitless love, but undo what the Buddha called the near enemies of the four divine abodes: indifference, pity, envy, and jealousy. So what I would like to do now is work with these and one by one. And I was thinking, I think what we'll do is we'll do metta together to start, and then we can we're just gonna all do it together or in our own way, the compassion, the last three. So we'll start with loving kindness or metta. And there's a chant that we use with loving kindness. So this one, there's the one that Appamada uses all the time. May this body be at ease, may this heart be open, may this mind be vast, may we awaken. And you can use that if that's what you're accustomed to and you feel comfortable with that. I've been using this other one that came from someone else. I don't know if it was Sharon Salzberg or somebody else that I was reading when I did the metta intensive. But I like it because it's very simple and it seems to you're offering these things, happiness, may I be well, and then you use that to other people. May they be happy, may all sentient beings be happy, may all sentient beings be well, may all sentient beings be safe, may all sentient beings be peaceful and at ease. I just think that's easier. So you can use either one you feel more comfortable with. I'll show you close up here. Is that legible? Yep. That got it? So maybe you can take notes or memorize it or whatever you want to do. So I'm not going to hold it. It's too long. So there it is. So let's start with metta. And I suggest that you get comfortable in a seated position. And the first thing is to become mindful. Just become mindful of your body, be aware of where we are. Just become present here. Relaxed. And we'll start by doing this chant. I guess I'll read it for you, and if you think it would be easier for you to just do it yourself, let me know. May I be happy. We always start with ourselves. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. And we're going to continue repeating that a few times so that we'll start feeling the metta, the loving kindness arise. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and calm. And now we're going to offer that to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm. And now the instruction is to offer that in all directions. So I'll offer that forward. We'll say it a couple of times going forward, a couple of times going to the right, a couple of times behind, then to the left, then up towards above us, and then down below us. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm. Then to the right, may all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm. Now we move to the back, radiating this metta. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm and at ease. Now to the left. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and at ease. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and calm. Now up above us, may all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and at ease. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and at ease. And then we offer this metta down below to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and at ease. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be at ease. May all sentient beings be well. May all sentient beings be safe. May all sentient beings be peaceful and at ease. And just sit for a minute, radiating to all sentient beings this loving kindness. Now we'll turn to compassion. So continue with the feeling of compassion. Compassion is feeling with ourselves, with our suffering, being with, feeling compassion for the suffering that we all have and hold. And just offer that gently to ourselves. And now we extend compassion to all the directions, offering compassion forward, in front of us, compassion to all sentient beings. And in this compassion, we wish to help others to alleviate their suffering. It's part of the Bodhisattva vow. So radiate compassion forward, and radiate to the right. Send our compassion out into the world. And then behind, radiating compassion. And to all sentient beings to the left, send the compassion that we are radiating out. And then offer compassion to all the sentient beings above. And then offering our compassion to all the sentient beings below. Now we'll fill our hearts with empathetic or sympathetic joy, that joy you get from another's good fortune. Radiate this joy forward, sending out, joining with the joy of others. And going to the right, sending out our sympathetic joy, empathetic joy to all sentient beings. We're celebrating the benefits of this life. Let us join them. And then we extend radiating sympathetic joy out behind us and to all sentient beings in that direction. And offering that joy and joining their joy, others' joy. Then radiate this sympathetic joy out to the left, and back fully in that direction. Multiplying the joy in the world. And then radiate above to all sentient beings experiencing joy. May we join with them, extending our sympathetic joy. And then down below, send our sympathetic joy down below to all sentient beings experiencing joy at this moment. And lastly, we'll move into equanimity. With equanimity, we feel settled in our aspiration and feel contentment and ease. As this peaceful state enters us, radiate equanimity out in front of you, calm, balance, peacefulness. To all sentient beings. Just radiating that calm. And move to the right, sending equanimity out to all sentient beings to the right, to the east, or just to the right. May you feel the calm moving, radiating out as an offering. Like an opened hand. Now, towards the back, out the back. Send the equanimity out into the world. Send the calm, contentment to all beings in this direction. And now send it to the left. Send peace, calm, balance. Just radiating that. And next we move it above us, sending it out above. Same offering of peace, tranquility. In the face of all the craziness. And now we send it down, below, the same peace and balance. Radiating it out to no one in particular, just radiating it out. Radiate this equanimity that is abundant, that has grown great. It's measureless, free from any empty and free from distress. It is a gift to the world. And when you feel ready, open your eyes, come back to the room, look around a little. And then, if anybody would like to report on their experience, you're welcome to. Yeah.
This isn't exactly reporting, but I love the idea that these are abodes, so we can choose to go to these places as opposed to being like pulled by karma.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's really important. So if we're not feeling it, we can just walk down the street and go there.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if I could just, I wanted to share, and I'm trying to speak up just so, because my experience online is it's hard to hear people in the Zen
Oh.
But, yeah, so like I don't do the evening program, so I haven't done metta really that much, like in a real deliberate, especially this over that period of time, and going through all the Brahmaviharas too. Yeah, I was having some trouble getting into it, but then I remembered, you know, I know how to go to this heart space, and that was like, that's a deliberate process, and Rosemary shared with us about that in her shifting freedom, shift into freedom week. But I tell you what, I noticed, Claudine, I think it was you putting your hands out, and I knew you were, but I thought, okay. And I didn't want to knock over Ramona, but I thought, okay. And my experience was Qigong, and wow, the energy of the hands, it really intensified the experience for me when I was using my hand, like, so I thought I would share that.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing it. I didn't even think to, because it's just something I kind of automatically do, you know.
I can tell you have a real practice with this, and that it just comes with how you do it. But
Yeah, so no, that's a good point, because it didn't even think, you know.
I think I was shy to do it too, like in a group. It's just
Well, when you did it, then I thought, well, I'm gonna do it. And I think it helped me too. That, you know, just to participate or,
Yeah,
just to do what you were doing and what you were doing and feel more involved.
yeah, I think it's really an energy thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, yeah, I can feel the energy
yes, yeah.
going through, and so then when you put your hands out, then the energy is actually going.
Yeah.
It's moving, it's actively moving, yeah. So no words from the online folks? Claudine?
Yes, I had the feeling in my hands that I was holding a fireball of love, or and tending to the direction. It was really material after a moment, and I loved it very much.
I'm glad, I'm so glad.
I felt a bit silly because I didn't see if other people were doing it or not, but you did it, and I was happy to do it as well because
Good.
the movement was supporting all of it. Sorry.
Oh, good, I'm glad, thank you. Yeah, I carry a lot of energy in my hands and this really brings it out, you know? I mean, it's very noticeable in this practice. But generally, I have a lot of energy going through my hands, and so it just feels good to move them. Yeah, anyway, thank you. Yeah, Jeanette, hi.
Hi, I almost asked you this at the end of your talk. Could you read the last line again, please? With jealousy and whatever.
Oh, yeah, it said, yeah, oh, those are the near enemies of the four divine abodes. So the whole sentence is, by cultivating the four immeasurables, practitioners not only develop limitless love, but undo what the Buddha called the near enemies of the four divine abodes. And those are indifference, pity, envy, and jealousy.
Indifference, pity, envy, and jealousy. I was thinking about an earlier thought was that it reminded me of 1 Corinthians 13. Does everyone know what I mean?
Nope.
I called it up so I could say it if it's from the Bible. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not love, it profiteth me nothing. Love suffereth long and is kind. Love envieth not. Love vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. That's obviously the archaic language version, but it's also translated as charity. Some translations say charity instead of love, but it seems to be speaking very much to the same things. And another thing that came to mind was there are certain emotions that, like it says, the near enemies, there are certain emotional combinations one cannot hold. Like one cannot be experiencing sympathetic joy with someone and be jealous of them at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there are things that, like, if I'm sending you a well-being, you know, wishes, that's not going to give anger much of a chance, you know, to get its hold in me. And I like the way you walked us through it. It just made me think that if I did it enough, it might be one of those practices I can do when I notice I'm getting flustered. This is just start saying those things in my head. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be joyful, may you be at ease. Because when focusing on others that way, it removes the self. It takes the attention away from one's own conditioning reactivity. But I also wondered if it could be simpler. Like I'm not sure why it says sentient beings. For me, I would just say, may all be at peace.
That'd work.
And I tend,
That sort of stuff varies with different phrases, you know, that's just something that can use. It's kind of wordy, but
it's easier for me to remember simpler things. So, and I also tend to, when I shift and I bring my awareness down to my heart, then I start radiating from there in all directions. So it was kind of awkward to split them into separate orientations, but it did help me to focus on my back because I tend to forget back there. Anyway, that was lovely. It was really deeply relaxing. I appreciate it.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. It was kind of you're welcome, and thank you for your comments. Yeah, I just, yeah, I'm glad it had that impact. I felt like it was necessary. Just think it's necessary. And when I happened to be looking at something and it came up, the Brahmaviharas, I just felt like I need to get back to that practice. You know, there's all these practices we learn, and then sometimes we go on and kind of forget some of the ones. And these are so critical, you know, they're good to keep in mind, but you can always come back to them. Always come back to them, and they're well worth it. So, okay, I guess it is time. Oh, it's past time. Forgive me for going on. Okay, so